Okay. Okay. Hello, Greta. How are you today?
Hi, I'm really good. It's Monday, and yeah, let's start the week.
Exactly. Start of the week. We're starting off strong with the LinkedIn Live. Just want to introduce myself very quickly. So I am Niamh Mannion. I'm here with Barcelona Metropolitan. It is an article for expats covering news, culture, everything in Barcelona. But one thing that we're here for today is an event that we were going to talk about. So we're here with freelancer director Greta Griniūte. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, Greta? Introduce yourself and welcome.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Greta. I'm originally from Lithuania, but of course, being an artist, you start traveling and moving around the world. So I actually start in theater as a kid, like acting first, and then I went to UK to study also like acting for physical theater, and then last year for my graduation I was directing a play. So it kind of like left me. I was like, okay, I love theater so much. And
Yeah.
then because of that, because the show went really well, I went to assist this massive company
Mhm.
called Motos in Italy.
Yeah.
Um, and I was working on their shows in Bologna, and I was like, I need to continue with this, but then also like meeting so many people in Italy that worked in cinema, also kind of went on that route and started directing like small films and music videos. And then
Yeah.
I got a scholarship to go to LA, and then I got another scholarship to go to Prague. And
Wow.
finally, I ended up going to London, Goldsmiths University, to do my master's degree in directing fiction.
Yeah.
So I only graduated 2020, and of course, I was like, yeah, we all gonna get agents, and life is gonna be great. But we all know what happened in that year. So actually, last 3 years, I've just been writing a lot. I'm
Yeah.
writing 2 feature films.
Mhm.
One's already like in funding stage, so I'm also doing this, a couple more shorts, documentaries, and like yeah.
Well, our journey, Greta. It's been a long journey, especially then in 2020. Obviously, what happened. But I suppose you probably took that time and made it work, and now you're creating lots of new things. So, what brought you to Barcelona? Why Barcelona?
Well, actually, also I was invited by another production company called Falca. They noticed me and they were like, okay, we're gonna give you a little money to make a short here, which was
Yeah.
amazing and such a great opportunity. So that was like actually 2022 April I came.
Yeah.
And we shot a short, and then I connected with other production companies. And then actually, when we had the premiere,
Mhm.
the production company called Mama Team, they came to the premiere and they were like, "Oh, we want to sign you. You're such amazing talent."
Yeah.
So currently,
That's
I'm working with
amazing.
them. Now
Yeah.
they switched the name, but it's called Roma. So I'm also working in commercials on the side as
Yeah.
not my personal projects.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, you said you normally direct cinema, so why theatre now? What's the difference? Why do you prefer theatre more, I guess?
I think it's just the foundations, As a kid, I was always in theater, working with other actors and practicing. And the
Mm.
sensation of, I don't know, when you go on tour to different countries,
Yeah.
I was just very inspired by that and like understanding the different cultures and how stories like actually are very easy to transfer. And it doesn't matter, we went on tour in the end, people still connected to the
Yeah.
thing. So it was like super nice because then you meet so many people and you make new friends. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just like it's kind of a community thing.
Yeah.
With cinema, I say this, but of course we all love cinema.
Yeah.
It's much more like the process is completely different. It's like you never have the time, you never have the budget.
Yeah.
so a lot of the magic kind of is faked, you know what I mean? You know, like it's very fabricated in a sense, like comparing to theater, because in theater it's very organic and you work together to achieve that goal. Of course, in cinema you do the same, but it's completely like staged so much.
It kind of feels like it's pushed a little bit more, whereas in theater maybe it flows a lot more. And as you said,
what happens on stage happens, you know, and you can't edit it, you know, there's no production. So in that sense, it's like, well, I just have to be honest. This is what
yeah, exactly. It kind of feels a lot more real. It's not, as you said, it's more organic. So going on to what you're premiering now at El Teatro del Rival, if I'm saying that correctly, Adventures of Nicole. Do you want to give us a bit of a background about what's going to be shown?
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited.
I've been speaking with a couple of people and they're like, no matter what you do, I know it's going to be good and funny. So maybe I can promise you this, but it's a love story. I never speak about love. Last couple years, I've started doing like more love stories. But it's about Nicole, who's like in her 50s and has been widowed for over 10 years, and she gets pushed by her best friends to sign up for Tinder, you know, to like start her life, ignite new, like, you know, flame. And she does it, but also like she struggles a lot with that because the online world, and it's completely different and it's irrelevant, and it's a lot of like kind of, you know, finding out about yourself, identity crisis, like kind of going through things and battling the things that you're supposed to do in like nowadays world, but you don't feel like it. So yeah, it's about that. It's very, I'm working with 10 amazing actors. It's a big group of us. So I don't know, because, you know, like they're so international, they bring so much, many things.
Different perspectives, different kind of cultures, I guess. Yeah. It's good. Would you say you're a hopeless romantic, Greta? Would you like to? I think everyone is a little bit of a hopeless romantic.
You have to be, I think. I think like in life you have to be like hopeless romantic, a bit naive, and you know, like
I think love's a bit naive. You need to be that type of way. Okay, so you have a lot of Catholic iconography in your works. Can you explain what your connection is with religion? Because I know you mentioned with Adventures of Nicole, I think she has a little bit of Catholic guilt almost. I
can connect with that. Our culture suffers. No, but I come from Lithuania, so and this is like short backstory, but in 91 we got independence from Soviet Union, so then the Catholic influence was so much more strong, you know, because people were like, I need to believe in something. So losing one regime, kind of like religion took over that. And because of that, a lot of parents in the 90s thought that taking children to Catholic school was like, oh, you're going to get better education. Because, you know, it was kind of wild east. You know? Mafia was controlling the streets and stuff like that. So, you know, parents were like, oh, we want safety for our children. So I went to Catholic school for primary school, and I mean, there was a lot of things like, oh, you can't do this. There was so many rules, and as a kid, I didn't understand a lot of those things. You know?
Absolutely.
And then, like coming back home and seeing completely different story, or like speaking with other people or kids, and always questioning things. So I think it's like that's why I keep bringing it back, because I think it's like it's not just about religion, it's about making rules for yourself, because at the end it's like, okay, this is what I believe and this is how I'm gonna live my life.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just want to like point things out and question them, and like I never like intend to say, oh, this is how this should be. But
Exactly.
I think working with like visual arts especially, you can question those things in the background. So I think every viewer find things, you know, like that kind of attracts them, or like, I don't know, they find interest in them, and then I'm just there like, let's just put little things in.
Slightly, so that you think about it. You maybe question maybe yourself, maybe look at yourself in terms of that way too. I like it. Very good. Okay, so what inspires you the most? Do you have something that gives you so much inspiration, or is it little things?
I think my mom always used to say, it's like, if you feel so uninspired, you know, those days where you're just like, I don't want to see anyone, I don't want to speak with anyone, I want to lie on my bed or sofa, whatever.
Just going blank.
Like, get your sneakers on and walk around the block. Just that, you know, just 3 minutes, just go around the block. And actually, you start noticing so many things. Like, and I think for me, that kind of saves me from like these dark moments of like, I don't know if I'm doing well. I don't know if like creating art is worth it. Like, you know, because the thing is, like, every day I receive a rejection letter, or didn't get into some festival, blah, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, okay, how to keep like yourself inspired is just not concentrate on yourself and your ego, but actually go outside and notice like, oh wow, I didn't realize that this sign like on this, you know, billboard, or I never noticed that this person works in the shop. I think it's just like small details, but sometimes they spark completely new conversation for me in my head, and then I'm like, next day I'm writing.
Need to get it down before I end up forgetting about it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So now people say to me like, oh, I'm scared to be on your route because I'm one of your characters.
Okay, so do you take some people then from your real life and kind of create that then in theater?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think it's natural. Like, you create from the resources you have. So whatever you have around, you know, of course, because I think my truth is a listener. I'm like, I just listen to a lot of people, and then like maybe I don't say anything, but I go home and I'm thinking about like something that they said, you know, for days or weeks, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is interesting to talk about, and maybe I should write a story about this. So
I like that. I like that, taking creativity from basically everywhere, not anywhere. It's the simple things that can really inspire you. Do you have a routine, a certain process that you go through to reach a final stage and say, I'm happy with that?
I think I used to hate my teachers that were like, oh, you have to have a routine, you know, it's a full-time job. And now, like, it's a full-time job. It's not like, I kind of hate the artists that are like, oh, I'm just waiting for my inspiration. Like, it never happens, you know, like, actually, I wake up super early, like 6:30, 7, and like exercise, or in Barcelona, I have the pleasure to walk to the sea, you know, maybe like swim a little, come back, and if I'm writing, I have to do that because there's no other way, you know, and then I write for a couple hours, like from 8 to 10, like the best hours for me in a day. And then actually by 12, I'm done with my work, you know.
That's good.
Creative work, I mean, of course. Like, then there's thousands and piles of things to answer, emails and admin work. Because at the end, it's like, it's about promoting yourself, your brand, building websites and stuff like that, which is we all have to do it at the end of the day.
That's true. They come part and parcel, I guess. You have to have, I suppose, that push to promote yourself, to reach out to people, as well as create. But yeah, I love that you, I suppose, go out and get inspired. You don't wait for, let's say, the inspiration to kick in. You kind of have to go and find it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to search for it.
Okay, so you were talking about dating in the play. Why is that important for you? The dating.
Well, I think, at the end of the day, everyone wants to love and to be loved. That's it. Like the actual end of the story of every human being, it's that. It's very simple.
Yeah.
And I think, like, look at my friends or look at my, family, everyone around. Like, for me, of course, like, the struggle is real. And especially now with online dating, I think it's very
it's difficult.
I think it's very difficult. I think people have this theory that you can always find someone better.
Yeah.
Everyone becomes very disposable, I think but it's just, I feel like this is consumerism in capitalism in such a big way. So we never, I don't know,
question it.
Put effort in building relationships, understanding each other, having conversations, listening. I don't know, spending because I think you have to spend a lot of time to really get to know another person.
Yeah, you do have to time.
Oh, I'm super busy. I don't have the time. So I think I want to speak about that and comment, and also again, put things
put it in the background. Exactly. No, you made a great point there that a lot of people think, I guess, the grass is always greener on the other side, and because we consume so much that we tend to want things to be quite quick. We want it now. And building a connection or even building a friendship as well does take time and effort. You have to put in. It's like a two-way street. So yeah, absolutely would agree with that for you. Okay, what does it mean to create in Barcelona? Is there differences between, let's say, the UK or in Los Angeles or Italy? Is it different in Barcelona?
I think every city is super different, and and sometimes, I want to escape and live in a forest.
I think everyone does. Sometimes we want to just leave and go and just be by ourselves.
No, because I think also creating is you deal with so many people, and yesterday, me and my assistant were writing emails till 11 p.m. I don't think it's glamorous at all, being an artist in so many ways. But I think every city gives you different inputs. So I don't know, in Barcelona I found because I've been living here now for a year and a half. The people that I found, they're so talented and they have this urge to be, okay, let's create, let's find ways to do it. It's very easy. I don't know. That's why maybe I'm doing so many projects, because I keep every day I'm but I met another person that I want to work with. And so,
exactly. So how many projects do you have now currently on the go?
Yeah.
Too many. Can't go into them.
Yeah, no, because actually, so this week I have a funding interview for my first feature. I'm writing a second feature, developing. So that's a lot. Writing another documentary short, also trying to do a showing and a gallery exhibition for another documentary that we did last year. So it's just
there's a lot, but
sometimes it's I need to go and buy groceries as well.
You work with a lot of actors from around the world. Can you tell me a bit more about that? I know you kind of touched on it, that because there's so many different, I suppose, different cultures, different views, it creates such a different way of creating. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think I love Barcelona because it's so international. I think London as well, but in here it's like so many cultures that I wasn't like that
Aware of.
with, especially like Latin America, or I don't know. Like for me, it's like meeting so many more different people. So I'm super intrigued and interested. And as I said, like I just love listening to other people and their stories. And like theater culture, like around the world, is very strict. So you have to have a proper accent. You only can act in the same language. It's like sometimes it's very difficult. And I think that's why also I chose like to go to more like physical theater and work with the body and train like more with the body rather than with just the language.
Yeah.
So I always try to like implement these things to my works, and especially now working in Barcelona and observing so many different people. For me, it was like, okay, like I want to break this norm that everyone has to speak the same, language.
Yeah.
Because we live in the city where everyone speaks completely different English, for example, or Spanish, or Catalan, or any other language. Like there's so many differences, and that's what makes it so interesting. So casting for Adventures of Nicole, I always thought that it doesn't matter where that person is from, they still live in Barcelona and they still communicate in English, for example, as a language, as a tool to kind of maneuver around the world.
Exactly.
So I implement that a lot. I don't focus on the
barriers or
like I don't think that matters, because actually we're telling a story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay. So what does it mean to fall in love for you? Since we are looking at Adventures of Nicole, she's potentially falling in love with someone. You want to tell us a bit more?
Little intrigue.
Little trailer.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I fall in love with a lot of people every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
In terms of like, sometimes it's just like the way people walk, or the way people speak, or the way they love something else, and it's like, wow, I find it so exciting and fascinating, and of course inspiring for me. So falling in love, I think it's like being kind, being honest, being like available, being generous, all these kind of things. So because when we do love someone, I don't know, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but like a lot of things disappear, and like make the time. And it's not just like romantic relationships, I'm speaking about friendships as well. You make the time. Like my friends live in Lithuania, my best friends, so we have breakfast on FaceTime, because it's like, well, I have to go to work. I'm gonna make the time, and like every minute counts, because if I love that person, I want to be there, like when it's the worst times and the best times, because then it's the feeling like when you wake up and you're like, wow, someone really loves me. But I think it just helps you to keep going, every day.
It kind of helps you, pushes is the connection type thing as well. But you will make the time and effort for someone if you really do fall in love. And as you said, friendships as well. You can also be in love with your friends, you'll make time for them and for that connection.
And sometimes we need to forget the phones,
Exactly. Sometimes we need to actually be in the present moment, and spend time and connect, not through a phone, but through face to face. Okay, our last question. What's next in your creative endeavors? Tell me, what can we expect?
Many things. Yeah, I mean, actually making this play, I was like, I want to carry on in theater a lot.
Yeah.
I already have written another play, so
Mhm.
maybe that's gonna come out.
Okay. Yeah.
But also I'm working on my feature films, and of course I want to shoot them and film them. But
Yeah.
as I said, like I have a lot in the pipeline, so
I'm
I don't know.
excited.
And also I hated that when you're like studying, or I don't know, a lot of people always tell you how to be,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be in like only like in theater or film. That's why I'm like now I'm looking in how to do an exhibition, how to create in different ways,
Yeah.
because it makes you more aware of the world that you live in. And
Yeah.
I don't know, sometimes working in cinema is like so so self-destructive.
Yeah, I can imagine. Whereas theatre, I suppose you've more of a flow, I
No, but I
guess.
think also like going to rehearsals, working, like I have 10 actors. So
Mm.
imagine everyone comes with their different like things or what
Yeah.
happened to them. And it's like, oh, okay, let's have sometimes you have to have just conversations for an
Yeah.
hour and a half, because, okay, let's just speak about life,
Yeah.
and that's also part of it. It's not just like, okay, let's drill the
Straight
text. Like,
into it. Yeah.
no,
Exactly.
because we are
Yeah.
trying to connect with the audiences and people, and at the end of the day, if we don't
Yeah.
connect to each other, then it's very hard to transfer those things to somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to create that connection within the group so that you're able to portray those emotions on the stage or in front of the camera. Can you go back over Adventures of Nicole? Where will we see it? What are the dates?
Yeah, so Adventures of Nicole, you can see in Teatro del Raval this February, every Thursday. So on the 8th is the premiere, then 15, 22nd, and 29. And the play is in English.
Could you quickly give us their social handles so where we can find you if you want to have a look at your work?
It's funny now because my Instagram is Gigi Makes Films, but now I also make other things. So people are like, man, you have to change your Instagram now. Yeah, but you can find me there. And most of the things I kind of just go on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because now I hate social so much.
Yeah, I suppose it's a love-hate relationship with
Yeah.
social. Sometimes it's the best thing ever, other
No, but
times.
actually, for me, I think Instagram like helped me to find other creatives
Yeah.
like in the best way. So for that, I love Instagram.
But the other
No, I did find like a lot of people through there, and
yeah.
so I think it's a good connection, and yeah,
Mhm.
you can see all the all the things.
We can see all of your work and all your new work. But Greta, thank you so much for this interview. I'm excited for the February 8th. I will be there. And
Right.
yeah, looking forward to it, and good luck with the rest of your endeavors.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Bye, Greta.